My name's Dogonartworx, and I'm a graffiti artist from Tottenham, North London. Basically, I was always into artwork as a child. I used to really enjoy Marvel comics, and just like, I used to like comics more than books. I was a good reader, but I just used to like comics because of the illustrations. So as I got older, I decided that I wanted to just draw all the time, so that's pretty much what I did. And then my mum's always been like very artistic, and I had an uncle, my mum's brother, who was an artist. He had studios in Covent Garden, and he used to have he was pretty successful, but he wasn't as career driven as he could have been, shall we say, but he had a lot of good links. And when I was a child, he always turned me on to doing art. He was like, if you want to do art, that's what you do. And I think I might have been about 9, 10, and I remember watching Top Gear with my family, my brother, my dad, my mum and that. And after Top Gear, this program came on about this graffiti artist. I think his name was Fisto or something like that. He was an English artist. It was up north somewhere in a little town, and it was a story about this guy and how he'd got nicked basically, and he was facing jail because of all the graffiti art that he'd been doing in his town where he lived. And when I was whatever age I was that I see it, I was looking at it and I was thinking, no, I wasn't even hearing the punishment. It was like all the punishment, jail and everything else that they were saying, it was like I just couldn't hear it. It was like it all got blocked out. It's the only thing that I was paying attention to was the artwork, and I was like, no way, that art is sick. Like, that's what I want to do. So then after I saw that program, that basically, I think I saw my uncle probably a few days after that, and I said to him, Joey, I want to be a graffiti artist. And obviously he was an artist himself, and he wasn't the most conventional individual anyway. And he basically said to me, boy, if you want to be a graffiti artist, then you be a graffiti artist. Don't let anybody tell you any different. So he actually happened to live in Ladbroke Grove, which is like, at the time it was like the graffiti capital of England, basically. It was the first kind of proper foundational place for kind of like the hip-hop culture, breakdancing and graffiti. So he used to bring me all around Ladbroke Grove, the area, all the streets, and to look at the graffiti with my notepad, and then basically kind of copy what I saw. And then at the time in Tottenham, there was no other real graffiti. There was a few pieces on track sides and a few bits here and there, but you would never really see it. And I kind of started off like tagging with bin sheds and on my estate, and then I ended up moving to Hornsey, where there was a lot more kind of graffiti. There was a place called Parkland Walk, which is like an old train tracks, and there was a youth club there where the youth club basically let graffiti artists kind of go to work on the youth club. So I kind of started going up there more, started getting more into the graffiti. And then as I got into kind of like my late 20s, it was like, as I got into my late teens, I started to kind of do other things. I got more involved with music. I had other things going on in my life, and I didn't really know anybody else that was into graffiti, because the area that I moved back to Tottenham, and the area that I lived in, there wasn't many graffiti artists. So I kind of just fell off from the graffiti thing for a little while. Then other things happened in my life. I met some people from New York, and then I actually got linked up with one of the actual creators of the kind of graffiti art form as we know it, like our generation's kind of graffiti, if you like, which basically started in New York City on the subways. And one of the first writers, kind of like one of the godfathers of graffiti, if you like.
I hang out with Tacky 183.
That's Tracy.
I mean, he got to play for the first graffiti right album. He supposedly had started it. The reason why they said he started it is because Tacky 183 was a messenger. And what he did was he would write his name on the elevators on the east side. All the writers from all the newspapers came from the east side. And rather than research the motherfucker, they could just say, there's a name. Who would know the difference? Just like real life. If they don't know, just write any old shit and just say it's this guy. But it just so happens the name clicked in.
And the wild style kind of form of graffiti is kind of one of the most well-known styles of graffiti, and it's gone worldwide. So that's kind of like my own little kind of achievement. I understand that people don't like tags, but I mean, the average person is so quick to say, oh, I like the kind of big murals, but I don't like the tags. But the thing is, if it wasn't for the tags, we would never have had the murals, because the tags gradually turned into bubble letters. The bubble letters ended up getting filled up with different colours and patterns. Then they ended up getting 3Ds put on them, and it was all basically a development from a tag. And a tag is a signature, and people just started adding. One person added 2 colours, then another person added 3 colours, then somebody else thought, let me put a 3D on it, and people just kind of took each other's ideas and built the art form. First and foremost, I'm doing it the legal way, so I'm getting permission from people, and I'm a big man now, so I'm not going to do it the same way as I did in my adolescence. But I'm basically working on a project where I'm trying to spread kind of community messages. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is a campaign against knife crime. It'll probably spawn into other things, but I've started off with knife crime kind of as a starting point. But there's lots of different artworks that I want to be doing, just basically bringing people together in the community and just trying to make the world a little bit of a better place. Because I mean, London's very urban these days. The kids are very into the hip-hop culture, and they're kind of not into the essence of hip-hop. They're into kind of like what in my opinion is the media pushed version of hip-hop, which is basically just talk about drugs, hoes, and just everything in a kind of more negative manner, but glorifying it. But I've tried to I've approached a few people that I know in the community, and I'm basically trying to captivate the youth through artwork, through my own artwork. When I see things going in a certain direction, it just makes me think, well, I'm a good artist and I can use my artwork. So if I can use my artwork to kind of affect different people and affect them in more positive manners, then that's what I should try and do. And if I can forward myself and my career at the same time, then that's the plan.